Hi, this is Marlon from MarlonMcPherson.com, and today I want to talk about how you can create a secure password for your website that's easy to remember. You want to do this because it's quite easy for bots to guess your password and hack into your website and install all sorts of scripts and malware. No one wants that. So we want to make sure we have secure passwords. The problem with those is that we tend to forget them. They're not easy to remember because they have so many complex characters in them and so forth. So what I want to do is pass some tips on to you on how you can actually create a secure password still remember it, or at least have access to it easily so you can log in at your convenience without having to remember anything. If you're new here, welcome. I do content like this to help you build and grow your online business around your knowledge and expertise, especially by helping you with your website and your online content. If this is something that you're interested in, stick around. You should find some value in this content. Now, again, like I said, you need a secure password because hackers don't physically go there and try and guess your password. They use computerized automated bots to go out and guess it. You want to make sure that you're not using the simplest password because you will get done quite easily. Now, to create a complex password is very simple. You can use a password generator. WordPress have one built in. The one that's built into WordPress, they'll basically give you multiple symbols and characters combined with words and letters, and boom, you have a secure password. Obviously, you're not going to remember that password, and this is something we want to get around. So the first way you can get around this is to use a password manager. A password manager is simply an application or service you can use that stores all your passwords securely in the cloud. All you need to do is remember one main password, and that gets you in. Then you can log in to whichever app or website online using the password manager. I use one called KeepPass. It is not a cloud-based one. This is a file-based one, meaning that I have a database file on my computer or my device that I also back up into the cloud so I can sync my devices between all the devices can have access to it so they can actually bring up my passwords when I need them. This way I can kind of manage my things offline and have it more secure because I can even add a key to it, so I can use the combination of a password and the key if I want to go that bit much more secure. However, if you don't want to use a password manager, your next bet is to use some sort of a formula that you will know how to create your passwords going forward so you can remember them. The way that I recommend is to use a sentence as opposed to a single word, because a sentence is easy to remember. And if you relate the sentence back to something that you're doing at the time in terms of connected with what you're logging into, whether it's a website or whatever it is. In this case, we're talking about websites. So connect it with something to do with that website, what the sentence is, and you're more likely to remember it. And what you can do is use spaces, instead of using spaces, you use an underscore between the words. And this is going to give you your special characters. Use a number at the end and use a capital letter at the start of the sentence, and this way you have all the combination of things that you need. According to Forbes.com, you need to have at least 12 characters with a combination of upper and lowercase letters as well as symbols to create a strong password, symbols and numbers to create a strong password. So if you use that formula, you have all of these things covered. What I'm going to do is just talk about this password checker here, which is passwordmonster.com. There's a tool here that allows you to check how strong your password is. In other words, how easy it is to crack. And as you can see, I have the word password typed out here and it says 0 seconds. That's how quickly someone will crack it. But obviously this is a really silly password to use because this is one of the ones that people would guess first, right? So never ever use password as your password. Now, if I start adding some random letters behind it, you can see it becomes stronger. It takes now 6 days to crack it if I just use some letters behind it. Now, if I start adding some special characters, it becomes very strong. And now it says 37,000 years. So this tool here is very handy. Now, obviously you can't remember all that gobbledygook I just typed in. So what you want to do is try it by using the formula that I just gave you. Now, this is an example. I've typed in test password I want to use, test password I want to use, and I've just added a number 1 at the end and used a capital T for the word test. Everything else is lowercase, and obviously I have my underscores in between each word, and you can see this is very strong, and it says 38,000 years for it to be cracked. So near impossible. So this is how you can actually come up with a password by using a sentence and a combination of characters and symbols at the same time with uppercase and lowercase. Now, to go one step further, I'm going to give you a bonus tip here. Make sure you have a security plugin installed that allows you to block failed login attempts. So with the security plugin that I use, for example, I'm able to set the number of attempts someone can try a login or a password before it blocks them. And you can set it to block them for a certain amount of time so that if it's a bot trying to crack your password, naturally, if it can't get through, it's going to give up and go somewhere else. Now, if you want to make sure that your website is working for your business, I have a free checklist that you can download. It's a 4-point checklist that runs you through some key things that you need to have in place on your website to make sure that it's profitable for your business. Go ahead and grab that at marlonmcpherson.com/checklist, and you'll be able to utilize it straight away. Reach out to me if you've got any questions, and also check out the description for any links to other resources there as well. And I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.